Well, 2 weeks from now, we will know. Here's what 2 weeks from now some very powerful Republicans fear. Ron Paul wins the Iowa caucuses. Well, heaven forbid. Iowa's governor going so far as to say that if the Texas congressman wins, ignore it and look at who finishes second. My own colleague, Chris Wallace, says if Ron Paul takes Iowa, it discredits the state's caucuses. Bill O'Reilly says Paul can't win the nomination, even if he does win the Iowa caucuses. Juan Williams says, well, he's unelectable. Bill Kristol says he's unelectable. And scores of Republican State Party chairmen across the country say Ron Paul is unelectable. They fear the better Paul does, the worse the party's chances next fall look. Well, then get ready, guys, because I could be wrong, but I think Ron Paul does win the Iowa caucuses and does unleash all this ridiculous paranoia all over again. And for what? On the notion that as the Texan gathers heat, he sends his party down in flames? Didn't they say the same about another Iowa sensation named Jimmy Carter in 1976, arguing he would send his party down to defeat against an otherwise very defeatable Jerry Ford? He didn't. Or Ronald Reagan against a supposedly vastly more electable George Bush Sr. That no way in heck he could beat Jimmy Carter in 1980. He did. History is full of candidates who couldn't make it but did, and sure shots for whom the White House was theirs, but in the end, apparently was not. Now, I'm not here as a supporter of Ron Paul, but as an opponent of anyone dismissing Ron Paul or anyone else at this stage. They're all due a fair hearing, not an unfair clearing. Now, if Ron Paul does surprise, don't blame it on average voters who didn't see it coming. Blame it on haughty media pundits who continued dismissing him, even as he did. We, in my business, have an obligation to shut up on this stuff and give them their due, give you their vote, then pontificate like the asses we